YouTube. Yay, and welcome, guys. I'm excited for tonight. Just finished teaching, so I feel hot and sweaty. But good, we have Claudia here, and we are going to dive deep into Theta Healing. So I know this is something that I haven't spoken about much at all on the group. Personally, I have had a few Theta sessions with my homeopathist, who's also a Theta practitioner. And I'm bringing Claudia on to talk more about Theta, what it is, and what the benefits are to health and to life in general, how it ties over into things like sleep, as we discussed in our master classes last month, and also into things like sex, sensuality, love, relationships, self-love, etc. So Claudia, welcome. Thank you so much. I know it's been a long time coming, so thank you for your patience and thank you for being here. How are you?
I'm very well. Thank you so much as well for having me here today.
It's a pleasure. So can you tell us a little bit about who you are and what Theta is and how you came into this sort of healing? Am I right in saying like healing work or healing energy or how would you, yeah. Okay, good.
Healing work, energy work, actually, yes, absolutely. So I'm Claudia. I'm from Germany, originally been in the UK since 16 years. And actually, I've been a flight attendant all those years, a long haul flight attendant, until I got made redundant actually a year ago. And then it was definitely as well a sign for me to do something else in regards to serving people in a different way. And to me, the healing journey started a few years ago, just like I was in my and 30s, and just like realizing as well there's still stuff I'm carrying with me, and it feels like how do you say, a ball of chain actually, it's just like you're trying to let go of stuff and to have a better life and to feel happier and more confident to have a relationship, but on some level you just know that you're still carrying old stuff. So I did actually do my first 1 to 3 Theta healing courses summer 2 years ago, only for my own personal self-development. And then like a year ago I thought, okay, it's the sign to do this now and to help others as well. So Theta healing, let me explain you. It's an energy healing modality. It's been around for approximately 25 years, and it's a great set of tools to identify our self-limiting beliefs, which we all have, and we get the beliefs, positive or negative ones, at a very young age, between 0 and up to 8 years. The brains are still developing, and therefore we believe everything the surrounding is telling us, or we are being shown, observing as well. So we believe this to be the truth. And depending what we pick up at this very young age, we have these beliefs inside of us, most of them in the subconscious mind, and the subconscious is up to 90%. So it basically, because of the size of the subconscious mind, it rules the show. So the job of the subconscious mind and the beliefs inside of it are basically just waiting for to bring in some circumstances, situations, and people into your life so that the beliefs can come out and play out in your life. And so, yeah, basically as well, at some stage as well, all of us by now know some of the repetitive patterns we have individually in our lives. And this is actually as well a way to identify the beliefs or the blocks we all have inside of us.
Okay, before we continue, I think there's a little bit of feedback coming from your mic when you're speaking. It's a little bit crackly, and you're saying a lot of good stuff, so I don't want people to miss that. I'm going to just sort of reiterate what you said. So a healing energy, and from 0 to 8 years, the brain is still forming and developing. It's when we sort of soak in everything around us and we believe what we see and what we hear, what we taught to be true. And that is a way for us to identify what our limiting beliefs are. It helps us to see patterns and to basically undo that through the healing practice. Yes?
Yes.
Okay, fantastic. So what does a Theta healing session look like? How does that, what does it look like in a session? I come to you, And I say, Claudia, I want to work on, let's talk about, let's use sleep for an example, because we talked about that, right? And we used that as a topic last month. So I say, Claudia, I want to come do some healing work. I'm having difficulty sleeping. This is a big issue, something very general, but maybe very important to me. What do you do with me with that?
So first of all, sleep is actually very important. It comes even before the diet. Yeah. Sleep is very important to all of us. And I can say this as well, because I've been sleep deprived for 13 years in the old job. So it's a big, big importance as well at this stage in my life. All right. So the client would come to me, and then I would start the session with digging questions in regards to when did it start, when they started as well to have difficulties to sleep, what has been going on in their lives, how do they feel about it. So just like the Theta healing session usually starts with digging questions so that we can find the origin, what's been going on at this particular time in the client's life, what has caused the challenge or the new condition.
Okay.
And then we would identify basically as well the cause of it. In this case, as well, the limiting belief. It could be anything in regards to sleep. What could that be as a limiting belief? Okay, just like stress. Okay, yeah. Stress. People are stressed and they are up at night and they are thinking and they feel stressed. Okay, so it could be something, I can't sleep because I feel stressed about my job, about what's going on in their lives. And then we would, once we have the root of the issue or the challenge and the limiting belief as well associated with it, we can delete this belief actually in a Theta healing meditation, where the practitioner is going to connect to a Theta brainwave, and then getting guidance in regards to the client, and to ask the client as well to, if they can pull out certain beliefs in regards to cancel and delete them out of their subconscious mind. And the client each time has to give their own consent. And then we would bring in new feelings and beliefs in regards to, I know how to de-stress, I know how to unwind, like this is an example in regards to sleep, so that the client has the supporting beliefs in regards to how they can find peace in bed. And I know how it feels like to have a restful sleep. I know how it feels like to wake up feeling rested. So you get the idea. The client is getting new empowering beliefs and feelings as well within the session.
So it works on like the theta waves, right? Is it okay? Right. Okay. So it works with frequency. With is it sort of like a vibrational thing as well, or?
Yes, the Theta brainwave is the brainwave which we experience just before we fall asleep or after we wake up. It's the very peaceful, relaxing brainwave, and the practitioner is connecting basically to the universe or to the creator, to the creative force, and then the practitioner is being guided in regards to the client to give the client the empowering beliefs and to cancel and delete the old beliefs. And the Theta brainwave, basically, this state is so powerful because it's the energy of unconditional love. Yeah.
So I did a Theta session. I want to say like maybe 3 years ago, around that time, and I found it quite interesting because it's very gentle in that. Her name is Melissa, and she's fantastic. So Melissa's sitting in front of me, and I went there for, I think I did a couple of different sessions. And what was really interesting for me was that, just her holding hand, I think she had her hands placed on top of mine, or she was holding my hands, and I was just my hands out. And she was able to tune in, and find out quite a lot of information about me that I would have never assumed she would have been able to get from a Theta healing session. Like she saw my great grandmothers. I've never met them in the healing sessions. And what I found really interesting was that the beliefs that we carry are also imprinted in us from past generations. And that's what I found really interesting, and why I thought, okay, let's talk about this a little bit more. Because sometimes people think, oh, well, I'm fine, like life is great, everything's functioning. But on a surface level, like we may not see patterns that we're like living out, and we might not know that the behaviors that we're displaying are not necessarily always our own, but maybe that of past. I don't know if you agree with it, but I found it really interesting. Yeah, to know some of my thoughts were just thoughts that my great grandmothers had, like for example, how they thought about money, their attitudes towards work, how they felt as women in society, were all passed down to me. And I just thought, oh my God, like I don't want to hold these beliefs, because different generations, like different times. And so when that was cleared and lifted, it is like you feel free, you feel like a heavy weight, like I have these sleep blankets, they're heavy weighted blankets. You feel like it's literally being lifted off of you. So that's really interesting. But can we talk about now what Theta does and how it sort of supports someone with self-love? So somebody comes to you, because within my group we've got a lot of women, and I'm always saying, love yourself, do something to show gratitude and appreciation to yourself. It starts with you first. And some days it's difficult to do that, I think, because some days you just have so much to do and get on with. And if you're already battling with issues of like low self-confidence and low self-worth and self-esteem, to practice self-love could be impossible. So how would not impossible, but nothing's impossible. It would be challenging. So how would a Theta session support self-love? What are your thoughts on that?
First of all, we have a great tool as well in Theta Healing. It's called the feeling work. So we can download feelings into the client within seconds, where the client, on the other hand, would need the whole life to experience the feelings through the lessons and everything. So basically, as well, yes, we can download the clients how it feels like to love yourself, and that it's possible to love yourself, and how you can love yourself in your daily life. So you get the idea, yeah? That the feeling is important as well, because sometimes we don't know what certain feelings feel like. Either we never experienced this in our life, or it's gotten lost through some traumatic experience as well. So this is why the feeling work is very important. And then obviously as well, if we look at the examples we attract in regards to at work, to stand up for ourselves, so in the family or with the relationship and so on, most of it, like 89%, comes always down to our self-love, yeah? If we identify the session in regards as well to the relationship or whatever it is, then I would ask the client as well throughout the session, so what did you learn from this? What's the gain? What did you gain? How did it serve you? And self-love is, just like 8 out of 10 is a learning as well. It's a lesson. It keeps coming up over and over again.
So they're able to experience the feeling,
the feeling,
without having to necessarily go through the
lessons. Yeah, exactly. That's the benefit. It's called feeling work, where we can download the clients with feelings within seconds. It can be anything from how to feel to be confident, or to have a good self-esteem, to feel beautiful as well, it's just like, and we need the feelings as well, not just the new beliefs. We need the feelings as well associated with the beliefs. Obviously, the belief I love myself is important as well in this case, together with the feeling, what it feels like to love yourself.
So is it realistic to think that after years, decades of not loving yourself or not showing yourself self-love, you come to a theta session and you experience the feelings and it's just like that and it's done? Or is it something where you may need to come back on a few occasions to have it imprinted? Like how does that work?
It's different for every client. You know, you don't know where the client is actually at its journey, you know, so it can just take the belief that healing can be easy is another belief, you know. So if you have the belief and that you are ready as well, and you believe it's true, it's possible as well for you to change that quick. It's actually really possible just within one session, and the client gets the aha moment. And then we can actually as well release, because subconsciously as well what happens, we obligate people to come into our lives and we attract them so that they teach us self-love as well. And we can cancel everything out, you know, so it's just fantastic and fast. Yeah.
I like that. We do attract what we need to sort of learn our next sort of lesson. So I'm just going to backtrack a little bit. So you were working as a long haul
Flight attendant, yeah.
attendant for 13 years.
Yeah.
Right. And then you've recently been made redundant from, okay. What's your own personal journey with Theta Healing like? So how did you happen upon it? Like, you said you wanted to sort of get rid of things that were holding you down. Like, what's your story with that?
Well, if I tune back into me, the version of me like 2 years ago, yeah, I was dating, I was in a kind of relationship, and I was attracting men who were not so committed. So I was more into them than they were into me. So, and I could feel I still had some old stuck energy from past hurt. So I just knew I needed to do something in regards to free myself of it so that I can bring in the new love.
Yeah.
This is how I stumbled onto it. I was just like doing some research on the computer at some point, and then I saw the course. Basically, I was guided, Nora, as well. Yeah, I was just really guided on that day.
So did you go to a practitioner, or did you do the healing work through a course yourself?
I did the course myself. I did the basic, advanced, and the dig deeper myself, because I don't know, it's just like I thought, yeah, I spend the money, I do the whole course, and then I can do the stuff as well on myself.
Right, that's really interesting. So how do you do that on yourself? That's really interesting. And quite empowering, because people listening somebody may say, well, this sounds sort of like, Claudia's story sort of sounds like what I'm going through. Maybe I can do it myself rather than going to somebody. How does that work?
Okay, basically, depending what the issue is, it's always better as well. Even still me, I'm pairing up as well, like once in 2 weeks with another Theta Healing body, because depending what it is, you have to be honest to yourself, and it's always best to have the body in front of you rather than doing it by myself. But basically as well, if there is something bugging me or I feel triggered, I would go into it and start the digging questions at the beginning, or just like as well do the scanning, as you said at the beginning as well, connect with the universe or the creative force, the creator, and then I would just ask, when did this start first? What's going on? You know, it's basically I'm digging into the feeling, into the feeling triggered, and then I might get an awareness, a feeling when this has happened first time in my life, and from there I can cancel the beliefs, bring me in the new beliefs and the feelings, you know. So obviously I can download myself as well with the feelings and the beliefs. So basically, but again, depending what it is, I get a practitioner as well, yeah, and they do the digging work on me.
So may I ask, so when you've done the Theta, how has your relationship to self and how have the relationships that are coming into your life, how has that changed?
Okay, so again, you know, I tune into me just a year ago, actually, after I got made redundant, yeah, and compared to today, a year ago, I would have been so scared to be on social media and to do an interview and everything. I really had like visibility issues and so on. So just by working in regards to getting rid of the fear of being visible, working on my confidence,
Wow.
self-esteem, feeling worthy. Now I'm here. And just recently as well, I attracted a lovely partner who is actually in tune with his feelings and so on. It turned out that the universe sent me an Italian man because we all know that they are emotional and they love their emotions and feelings and everything. So something I was lacking with the dates in the past, I'm being shown now by a lovely Italian man. So I was just like a bit giggling how it works out sometimes, you know.
Wow,
Yeah.
and that was pretty quick as well. So like a year after.
A year after.
So do you think like with Theta, like it's sort of like the start? You've got to do. It's not like you rock up to a session, get the download, and then that's it. It's still sort of like being aware of your thoughts and your patterns afterward. Do you think so? Because it's for me, like it's sort of it's almost like I don't know. You said everybody was different, and for me, it was sort of like I realized that I had more work to do. It was sort of like lifting off a layer, and then I was like, but okay, this needs to be checked, and this needs to be checked. So, is it sort of a process where you're continuously evolving and growing and seeing what else needs to develop and grow and evolve with you?
The thing is as well, once you start to look inside you and you do the healing journey, and then you see actually it's working, and then you might look as well at other areas in your life. Okay, so what can I heal next? And what can I do now? You know, so this is why it's actually as well a journey. It's not really stopping just with a few sessions. It's a journey as well. And in regards to the sessions, I love as well always to ask my clients in regards to inspired action steps, so that they don't just get the new beliefs and the feelings as well. Like I'm asking them, okay, so what are you going to do now in regards to get the sleep or to get the soulmate into your life? In this is a physical body, and the universe allows us to take action so that the universe can come as well halfway and meet us. So in regards to sleep, are you going to unwind before bedtime, to switch off the social media, to, you know, to have a restful bedroom? Are you going to sign up on the app or to go out a bit more in regards to meet a potential soulmate? So what is it you are going to do? And this is actually a coaching tool I'm using.
I like that. It's not about, it is inspired action. So it's sort of like it's guiding and supporting you and opening your eyes and making you aware of, okay, this is, I also need to have like an active role in this as well. Okay, last question for me. Can you tell me about your favorite success story with your clients with Theta?
Okay, yeah. Actually, I have like two, a quick, okay?
Yes.
So one lady, she had always anxiety as well in regards to the partners to be abandoned and everything. So she has this gorgeous looking man, he's handsome and into her, rich and everything, but she was still not happy and trusting it. So we worked on a session in regards to just trusting it. And after the session, she said to him, actually, hey, darling, I'm going to take a week off, just like to work on my business and to focus on me. And by doing this, to be that brave, to take the focus off the man, the relationship turned around 180 degrees, and they are just like so close together. And she just needed this to be that brave to suggest this, to be able to focus on the business and not just him all the time. And in this time, he realized it's the one I want to really be with. Yeah. And some other client, she wanted to get pregnant, but she had the fear when we were digging to be afraid to get pregnant because she was afraid to be a bit mother, like her mother was to her. So we cleared the fear and she got pregnant. Yeah. I mean, yeah, she got pregnant. I mean, can you put a price onto this? Yeah, exactly.
That is just, I like that example, the last example, because it shows just how powerful thoughts are. preventing us from getting what we really want. And until you clear those subconscious beliefs, you know, you might think you want something, but
Yeah.
you have a deep rooted belief that is sort of opposing, and it prevents it. So that's a really powerful story. Okay. So Theta healing, it's a powerful, powerful therapy, energy tool that you can use to sort of muck up subconscious beliefs, look at what your limiting beliefs are, identify areas in your life that you want to change in, and work on inspired action, taking the steps towards those goals.
Yeah.
So where can people connect with you? Where can people find you? If somebody wanted to do a Theta healing session with you, where can they connect with you?
Well, they are welcome to, I think it's best on Facebook, right?
Wherever, however
Yeah.
you, Facebook is okay, Instagram.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, yes, absolutely. I'm going to connect as well and to forward the links. Absolutely. Yes.
Fantastic. And do you have an Instagram? Are you on Instagram at all?
Yes, I am.
What's your handle? What's your Instagram?
Shine Your Brilliance.
Shine Your Brilliance. That's nice.
It's my company name. I know. Shine Your Brilliance.
That's beautiful. Okay, fantastic. So Claudia, it's been an absolute pleasure. Short and sweet tonight, guys. If you want to connect with Claudia, Shine Your Brilliance on Instagram, and then I will leave some information in the, what do you call it? In the information box about where you can connect with her via email or on her website. If you have not heard of Theta before, and today is your introduction to Theta, I always say that things come at the right time. The very gentle, very non-intrusive therapy. It feels like a warm hug. You discover things about yourself. Well, I discovered things about myself that I did not know, and I was a bit dubious about it. Because you know, you go into these therapies sometimes. Some people do anything. It's a bit of a fluke. It's a bit woo. I don't know. This will necessarily work. And what Melissa was able to see, knowing nothing about me, completely changed my mind. It's a powerful therapy. So give it a try. Claudia, living proof that it works. In a year, changed, you know, your relationship status. So I think that's amazing. So thank you so much for taking the time to connect with me today. I hope you guys reach out, and I will touch base with you soon. Thank you guys for joining in. Everyone, take care.
Thank you.
See you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.